Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer on one of the absolutely most foundational concepts in enterprise networking, the VLAN. We're not just plugging in cables today, we're talking about how to transform a chaotic, noisy network into an incredibly elegant and highly secure architecture. All right, so here's our roadmap. We're going to hit the flat network problem, figure out what a VLAN actually is, see how this separation works in practice, and look at the huge impact it has on broadcast noise. Then we'll talk about inter-VLAN routing, and lastly, how all of this scales up into modern cloud infrastructure. Let's dive in. Okay, part one, the flat network problem and the real danger of open communication. So to get why we even need VLANs, we gotta talk about the flat network. That's when every single device just hooks up to the same switch, no boundaries whatsoever. It's kind of like an office building where finance, engineering, and HR all share one massive open room. No doors, no walls. Any visitor could literally just stroll in off the street and casually flip through the company payroll. I mean, unless you're a fan of absolute organizational chaos, that is a total nightmare, right? Well, networking works exactly the same way. Seriously, think about it. Should a random person sitting on your guest Wi-Fi be able to ping your internal company servers? Or should a generic internet-connected security camera share the exact same network space as your highly sensitive HR database? No way, absolutely not. In a flat network, if just one employee's laptop catches some malware, that attacker has a direct, unobstructed line of sight to everything else. Zero speed bumps. So yeah, large networks absolutely, desperately need isolation. Which brings us to part two. What is a VLAN? Creating digital boundaries. So here's the incredibly elegant fix to our open office disaster. The VLAN, or Virtual Local Area Network. This brilliant concept lets administrators take one single physical network and slice it up into multiple completely isolated logical networks. And the absolute key word here is virtual. You're not buying separate, super expensive hardware switches for every department. You're not running thousands of extra feet of cable or building new server racks. Nope. The switch just magically behaves as if multiple completely separate networks exist. Just look at the contrast here. Without a VLAN, you're looking at uncontrolled communication. A single compromised laptop has basically an unlimited blast radius. It'll infect literally everything it can touch. But with a VLAN, you're building these invisible digital walls. The threat gets immediately contained right inside its logical boundary. That keeps your most critical databases completely out of reach. It is a total night and day difference for your security posture. All right, part three, how VLAN separation actually works under the hood through logical grouping. So how does a switch actually enforce these strict rules behind the scenes? Well, it all comes down to port mapping. A single physical switch internally groups specific ports into those different isolated segments. So an admin might say, okay, VLAN 10 is for finance, VLAN 20 is engineering, and VLAN 40 is guest Wi-Fi. Under the hood, the switch is explicitly telling ports 1 through 10, hey, you belong to finance now, and ports 21 through 25, you're just for guests. And because of this super strict mapping, the traffic stays completely isolated. If a finance laptop needs to print a document on a finance printer and they're both in VLAN 10, boom, that communication flows effortlessly. But if a user on the guest Wi-Fi in VLAN 40 tries to get clever and ping an internal database server over in VLAN 10, the switch steps in and automatically blocks it. It literally just drops the traffic. That boundary is rigidly enforced right at the network level. Moving on to part four, broadcast domains and performance. Let's talk about reducing network noise. Here's the really cool thing. VLANs don't just lock down a network, they actually make it significantly faster. To see why, we have to look at the broadcast domain. Basically, this is just a group of devices that all receive the same broadcast communication, like a basic ARC request. Think of a flat network like that one coworker who always uses reply all for an email meant for just one person. Every single person on the floor has to stop what they're doing, process the noise, and then throw the packet away. It is a massive waste of bandwidth. Picture a flat network with, say, 500 devices. Every single time one device sends out a broadcast, that traffic hits all 500 endpoints. Your infrastructure just gets totally bogged down. But when you roll out VLANs, each VLAN becomes its own self-contained broadcast domain. All that digital noise gets trapped securely within that specific segment. Suddenly, your network isn't choking on hundreds of devices shouting over each other, and your overall performance shoots way up. Okay, part five, inter-VLAN routing needs or crossing the boundary. Now, this brings up a very practical reality. What actually happens when someone in the finance VLAN legitimately needs to pull something from the database VLAN? Can these different VLANs just communicate directly with each other by default? The answer is a hard no. Remember, total isolation is the default behavior here, and that's exactly how we protect the system from unauthorized access. So, to cross that boundary securely, you have to use what's called inter-VLAN routing. Because VLANs act as entirely separate networks, bridging them requires a router or a layer 3 switch. Think of the router like a highly secure border checkpoint. It steps in, inspects the traffic, and enforces strict rules on exactly who is allowed to talk to whom. So, routing and VLANs are basically working hand in hand to give you incredible security while still letting the actual business function normally. Finally, part 6, VLANs in modern infrastructure, scaling things up. Let's zoom out for a second and look at how this exact same logic powers the biggest tech environments on the planet. If you're sitting there thinking this is just for old school physical office buildings, think again. Huge cloud providers like AWS with their VPCs, Microsoft Azure with its virtual network isolation, they rely heavily on advanced virtual segmentation that is directly inspired by VLAN logic. Modern DevOps engineers use these identical boundary principles to keep staging environments safely away from production or front-end containers far from back-end databases. This underlying principle of logical isolation literally scales to infinity. And this right here is exactly why cybersecurity teams absolutely mandate segmentation everywhere. In a flat network attack, say a hacker compromises some smart TV in the lobby, they can easily move laterally and reach your highly sensitive payroll servers. Game over, right? But with a VLAN in place, that same hacker compromises the TV and then finds themselves completely trapped inside an isolated guest segment with absolutely nowhere else to go. It completely shuts down their ability to move laterally across your organization. Before we wrap this up, let's quickly bust a few common beginner myths. First, no, you do not need separate physical switches to build a VLAN. It's entirely virtual. Second, devices in different VLANs are never going to communicate automatically. You've got to configure a router for that. Third, please don't ignore the performance boost. The reduction in broadcast noise is absolutely massive. And finally, cloud systems haven't abandoned this idea at all. They're actually fundamentally built right on top of it. All right, let's tie everything we've learned together into one coherent workflow. Step 1, your devices connect to the same physical switch. Step 2, the switch creates those logical VLAN segments. Step 3, because of this, traffic is fully isolated, preventing any cross-VLAN snooping. Step 4, your security and your performance improve dramatically, basically overnight. And step 5, routing enables selective, controlled communication exactly when and only when you need it. That is how a single switch scales into a brilliantly secure, organized architecture. I really want to leave you with this powerful thought. Secure infrastructure isn't just about buying the absolute most expensive firewalls or the craziest encryption. Honestly, sometimes true security begins by simply controlling who can talk to whom. That is the foundational power of segmentation. So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. Is your own network truly segmented right now, or are you literally just one bad click away from a flat network disaster? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.